kids.
Kid did a great job. Boy, did a great job on that. Houston, 7,000 people.
He was really maybe in my inbox. Maybe in my inbox. I don't know if he is. I'll tell him.
Sticking with their policy of control that doesn't match the chart of what they've done with their money supply. In the last 12 weeks, it has zoomed straight up, and that's when the interest rates began to start going up again. I think that they've got better tools than they used to.
The New York Times today had a headline, Volcker says Fed will tighten money supply. The New York Daily News had a headline, Volcker says Fed will loosen money supply. It's very hard to
You know something, you're right. He's been doing both. If you see
Vietnam. Vietnam story, I've heard about 4 times.
It's a bargain, but they think.
400,000
Really?
Sir.
For just a NATO meeting?
Well, it only is NATO ministry, but it's called the nuclear planning. I think you're right now.
This is the Lincoln Day. The Lincoln Club in Los Angeles.
He's scheduled to speak, but he's also speaking before the World Affairs Committee.
Wearing himself out up there.
That's gonna be hard work.
He negotiated with the Saudi here through the entire night until 5 a.m. in the morning.
You know, they love it.
Yeah.
That's the way they do business.
Yeah.
I've got my lawyer here.
Tax deductible contributions.
I brought all my notes.
Special systems.
Mr. President, this is a meeting of the Cabinet Council on Economics. There are 3 topics. We realize your constraint, which is we have to be out of here, gentlemen, at noon. We have 3 topics. Ray Donovan is the first with the employment training proposal.
President, gentlemen, employment and training proposal to replace CETA. So done away with last year. And these are the training numbers: 8.1 and 80, 7.6 billion in 81, 3.2 billion in 82, and 2.4 for the 83 budget. The Reagan administration reduced CETA funding by 5.7 billion, or 70%, between 80 and fiscal year 80 and others. How did they try to implement it? By 480 local government units administrating CETA, plus 55,000 subcontractors under those 480. It was literally an audit nightmare for maintained, but is being cut back. And then they had contracts to special interest groups. The Secretary of Labor had $440 million worth of discretionary funds where he could fund any project, pilot project or otherwise. The types of operations that they have, the public service jobs, which we talked about, vocational
Dole's into this thing. Man. Doesn't get any mileage, nobody, you know, it's no medium mileage thing, but it's amazing on that. Yeah, I want to see the seems to be the worst.
They really, there's no, they definitely are with the.
Bill, if I could just, South Floridian, my name's Ronald. I'm the county commissioner from Dade County. I just want to thank both you and the vice president from the bottom of our heart. I tell you that the people of South Florida are taking tremendous heart from the statement that you issued in setting up the cabinet level task force to deal with refugees and crime in South Florida, headed by the vice president. And we intend to cooperate fully with that. And we just feel after 2 years of crying out that this is a federal responsibility, that this statement and the establishment of this panel has been the kind of response that we've been looking for. I'm very grateful to you for that.
I sure hope we can straighten it out.
The president's asked me to go down there next week to give a report, first report to the people in South Florida, so
I'll see if that
something to say about what we're supposed
Mr. President, are you willing to compromise with Congress on your new budget, sir?
Well, I have sent a budget up that I believe in very much. On the other hand, there has been a suggestion now that even further cuts could be made, and I feel the Congress should have the running room to be able to talk about those and see what they're talking about.
In defense spending, sir?
No, I feel very strongly about defense spending.
Were you disturbed by the reports they brought you today about the reaction up on the Hill?
No, because I know they're going home in a few days, and when they get home, they're going to find out how much the people want what we have proposed.
How about changing the tax cut, sir? How about eliminating part of the tax cut?
No, I think that would be very counterproductive.
Thank you,
Those
everybody.
tax cuts are absolutely essential to restoring the economy and putting our people back to work.
Lights.
I think the line is still drawn in the dirt. Sir, when Travis drew that line in the dirt in the Alamo, the Mexicans were coming across the wall.
I didn't wait that long. What was that?
I was just in there for that, cotton council.
Came up here today, say his picture change. Well, let me, if I can, I know that you've been briefed very thoroughly on the idea of the Federalism program, and I'm most grateful for your newspaper that came out with a recent headline and a story on it. Incidentally, I've just come back from speaking to the state legislatures in Indiana and Iowa, and I couldn't tell where the Democrats were or the Republicans were. They were all clapping very hard for the whole idea. And it was very gratifying to see how we've met in this room with governors, we've met with mayors, we've met with some of your own officials before, and now very pleased to be meeting with you, because I'm sure, as you've been told, what we have offered is a conceptual framework that must be fleshed out. And we're counting on the help of all of you to do that fleshing out, because we're determined there will be no winners and no losers, and we're determined that there will be a mandatory pass-through, and I think we're simply reinstituting the 10th Amendment to the Constitution and restoring authorities and autonomies to the states and local levels of government that were never intended to be passed on to the federal government. And the federal government has proven the wisdom of the Constitution by proving it can't work them properly. And we think that all of you can. So I know that you've been, as I say, briefed, and you've heard all about this program, so maybe now we should start hearing from you.
Mr. President, first we want to thank you very much for the opportunity to meet with you today.
and discuss with you and your staff people, your very able staff people, I might add, some of our concerns about the new federalism. We are strongly supportive of the concept, and we have reiterated that time and time again in our NICO platform. And we'd like to say that we intend to be as helpful as we can at restoring the 10th Amendment to the Constitution, as you put it, in making sure that federalism does work and works properly. One of the main concerns that we have about the program, Mr. President, is the